What happens when a blizzard locks secrets, enemies, and lovers together? You're about to find out. General Hospital spoilers for the week of January 26th to 30 reveal a catastrophic snowstorm that will hit Port Charles, leaving Jason Morgan and Dr. Britt Westbourne trapped, while Anna Devane meets a new threat. The ABC soap just released its weekly preview, and it looks like a cold and dark week is in store for the little town. But before you think this is just another storm, remember, in Port Charles, disaster always exposes the truth. General Hospital's promo opens with a scene where Valentine Cassadine is looking outside his window from Carly Spencer's attic. Valentine looks terrified as he sees little snowflakes fluttering from outside, while the blonde is in the background, seemingly displeased about something. The voiceover on the preview notes that a blizzard will hit PC, as scenes shift to Josslyn Jax, outside in the storm at night, bundled up, eyeing something in the air, appearing to be worried. And just when you think it can't get any worse, someone unexpected is about to step out of the shadows. As the GH promo continues, a clip is shown of Lulu Spencer with Nathan West. It's dark, and the twosome opens the door to the cafe and takes a concerned look outside, as flurries flutter around them. Brick makes an appearance next in the General Hospital weekly preview. He's talking and appears to be inside someone's home as he warns, "You cannot trust anyone, and I mean no one." Typical banter from Sonny Corinthos' right-hand man, but who is he talking to? Because when trust is gone, survival isn't guaranteed, especially in this storm. Just as Brick utters these words, a scene flashes where Anna is standing up in her prison cell at Windermere as a man walks in. The room is dark, and the only thing fans can see in the preview is the male's footsteps as he enters Anna's room. Who could this be? As the General Hospital preview wraps up, Britt and Jason are in a cabin, and the good doctor is shivering. She's on the bed, as Jason tries to warm her up by rubbing her shoulders. As Jason looks closely at Britt, and she looks at him, the chemistry is obviously there, but trapped together with no escape. Will danger push them closer, or tear everything apart? Does being locked in a confined space with Snowmageddon on its way mean these two will finally do the deed? You won't believe who steps out of the shadows in Anna's prison cell. General Hospital spoilers for the week of January 26th to 30 indicate that a character will shockingly expose their alliance with Jen Sidwell to Anna Devane. General Hospital just released its weekly preview video, and there's a bombshell of a scene that shows Anna in her Windermere cell as a man walks in. The only thing shown is the man's footsteps entering the room, so fans need to brace for a stunning plot twist in this storyline. With that said, who could the man be? Judging from the individual's feet and calves, it seems to be someone a tad younger than Caesar Faison, or Pascal for that matter, so both these men can be eliminated from the speculation. Still, there are plenty of other characters who could shock Anna and GH fans with a comeback, so let's dive right in. But what if the person Anna thinks she imagined was never a hallucination at all? First off, the fact that Anna had a hallucination of Peter August during the week of January 19th to 23rd may not have been a coincidence. What if it wasn't even a hallucination? The idea that Peter still could be alive is always a possibility. After all, Dr. Britt Westbourne and Nathan West both returned to the land of the living last fall, so why wouldn't Faison's other child make a lively comeback? Peter could be the very person who's looking to fulfill his father's last project, and since Anna's hallucination caused so much buzz with Peter's sort of return, the show may have set up last week's scene as a prelude to an even bigger surprise. And if Peter isn't the one in that cell, the next suspect is even more shocking. Speaking of Nathan, since his return, GH fans can't shake the idea that he isn't really himself. Whether he's been mind-programmed, brainwashed, or Nathan isn't really Nathan, the fact that he can't remember where he was or what he's been doing the past 7 years since he got shot seems to be a red flag. Add that Nathan has been overly rusty in his role as a detective on the PCPD, mainly with handling evidence, and General Hospital viewers can't help but feel as if something very shady is going on with the cop. But here's the twist that could flip the entire storyline on its head. Plus, gravitating toward Lulu Spencer seems more than a little sketchy, considering she's Maxie Jones' best friend. If Nathan's last memories are with Maxie, then why the sudden interest in her BFF? Nathan and Lulu's closeness seems to be more than just the comatose bond they share of missing time in Port Charles and then coming back. So, what is he really up to? He just always seems to be there when Lulu needs him. Is there a bigger reason for this? Nathan walking into Anna's cell and exposing an alliance with Sidwell would completely catch the super spy off guard. Plus, it would finally answer some questions about Nathan. But what if the man entering the cell isn't a villain at all, but Anna's unexpected savior? Then again, could it be Jack Brennan on a mission to help save Anna? A lot can happen in 5 days. So what if he gathers information on her whereabouts and he's simply walking into her prison cell to rescue her? General Hospital spoilers imply that there's always a chance this person could be someone from Anna's past or a brand spanking new character, much like WSB boss Ross Cullum, who was just introduced to the canvas. So only time will tell. You won't believe what's about to explode in Port Charles. Watch closely from the very first second. General Hospital spoilers update for Monday, January 26th reveals that some catacombs alarm bells will go off for Jack Brennan, while Carly Spencer stands up to Jen Sidwell. For starters, Carly will show no fear as she sits across from Sidwell at a table. Sidwell may assume he's the real reason Carly is against Lucas Jones and Marco Rios's relationship before getting Carly's bingo on that. Perhaps Sidwell will wonder what he can do to change Carly's perception of him. Sidwell might suggest it'll be better for everyone if they make peace. But Carly may warn that's impossible since he's hurt people she loves. Carly may also warn Sidwell that if Lucas is harmed in any way, she'll hold him responsible and make him pay, along with Marco. And just when you think tensions can't rise any higher, everything takes a shocking turn. Speaking of Marco, he'll continue to crave revenge on Sonny Corinthos. Marco will push Sidwell to move things along when it comes to getting Sonny out of the picture. Since Sidwell will continue to drag his feet, Marco will contemplate dealing with Sonny himself. Next, Sonny will play mind games with Ava Jerome as part of his plan for Sidwell, who may get distracted by Ava and Lucy Coe's rivalry in the coming weeks. But stay with this, because the next reveal changes the entire game. Over with Brennan and Josslyn Jax, he'll lash out when he learns she deliberately disobeyed orders and went to Windermere. Josslyn just had drinks with Ava, Lucas, and Marco, so Brennan will scold her for taking a big gamble. However, Josslyn may point out that Pascal is out of town and wasn't there to recognize her. Furthermore, Josslyn got some intel out of the visit, so she'll convince Brennan to listen to her huge news. Brennan is sure to be alarmed and curious when he finds out about Marco's reaction to Lucas's catacombs idea. What Josslyn uncovers next could blow this story wide open. Lucas wanted to take a look around, but Marco was almost aggressive about shutting down that suggestion. Josslyn might insist they have to find a way to get down there, but Brennan may warn that it's too risky for Joss herself. Nevertheless, Josslyn will seek the help of a shocking ally on Monday's show. Whether it's Britt Westbourne, the new Spoon Island asset, or someone else. And just wait, because another twist is about to hit even harder. Regardless, Britt will once again push Jason Morgan to leave her alone on Monday's show. But she'll only make him more concerned about what she's really up against. Director Ross Cullum has been threatening both Jason and Rocco Falconeri, so Britt will remain in protective mode, even if it means putting up walls with Jason for now. But the surprises don't stop. Port Charles romance is about to get messy. At the Metro Court, Brick will flirt with Jordan Ashford and suggest he could take her out to dinner sometime. Brick will even be willing to let Jordan bring her doctor friend along. But Jordan will explain that she's no longer seeing Isaiah Gannon. Brick will like the sound of that. But then Curtis Ashford will appear and get an introduction. Once Brick realizes Jordan has reunited with her ex-husband, that may convince him to back off. And just before the episode wraps, one final revelation could shift everything. Whatever the case, Jordan and Curtis will grab a table together as they most likely discuss Portia Robinson's future at GH. Maybe Curtis will have some positive updates to pass along if Portia has been reinstated on a probationary basis. What you're about to hear changes everything for Jason and Britt. General Hospital spoilers reveal that Jason Morgan and Britt Westbourne will get trapped in a blizzard. So that'll force the duo to face some harsh truths. Despite Britt's best efforts to guard her heart, Jason has wormed his way back in. There's definitely a lingering spark that Britt can't ignore, but more romantic hurdles are in the works. And just when they think things can't get worse, everything explodes. All the drama involving Jens Sidwell, his associates, and Caesar Faison's final project will cause issues for Britt and Jason. You can bet there'll be more frustration on Jason's part, since Britt won't fully let him in. However, Britt will feel the need to protect Jason from the mess she's stuck in. Furthermore, Britt may fear that if she does tell Jason the whole truth, it'll change the way he looks at her. But the moment Britt tries to push Jason away, fate traps them together. Since Britt doesn't have many people who want to see her good side, it's easy to see why she's hesitant to divulge too much. Britt will push Jason away again as their storyline progresses in 2026. But a huge curveball could change everything. According to the latest GH spoilers, a blizzard is going to hit hard. And what happens in that blizzard will change their relationship forever. A major snowstorm is on the way that'll trap Jason and Britt together. So that'll lead to some close moments. The walls that Britt built up may come crumbling down eventually. This may be the right time for Britt to make a full confession and trust that Jason will understand everything she's been up against. But when the truth finally comes out, passion might erupt with it. Of course, this could also bring a chance for Jason and Britt to let passion erupt. Britt and Jason may be reminded of the sizzling encounter they had while they were on the run together. So that could lead to a repeat performance during this blizzard. And once they're stranded, there's no escaping what they really feel. Regardless, Jason and Britt will have to face some difficult truths once they're stranded. Between the nightmare Britt's tangled up in and their mutual feelings for each other, there'll be a lot for Britt and Jason to discuss. You won't believe how quickly this situation is about to spiral. General Hospital spoilers tease that Harrison Chase wants to adopt a baby with Brooklyn Quartermain after being demoted as a PCPD detective. What could go wrong? After broaching the subject with BLQ, she was wise to ask if adoption is a consolation prize at this point. He denied it, but let's be honest. Chase isn't the sharpest knife in the drawer. Let's take a deep dive into Chase's emotional state and how Widowmaker Willow Kane could bust up his delicate marriage. But here's the twist nobody saw coming. Chase was demoted from his PCPD detective job last week by acting PCPD Commissioner Dante Falconeri. Initially, he was scared he would be fired, but when given a career lifeline, Chase acted like a brat. He just can't see himself in a uniform again. Wah. He's taken no accountability for his rogue actions, taking PCPD intel and conducting a private investigation to prove Willow innocent of shooting Drew Kane. Chase is lucky to have a job, but we predict that feeling sorry for himself gets him into even more trouble via Willow. And just when you think Chase couldn't make a worse decision, after moaning about his demotion to BLQ, he proposed they start up the adoption process again. Being infinitely smarter than her hubby, she suggested he could be distracting himself from his professional woes by focusing on his personal life. He denied it, and it's this kind of myopathy that we predict sets himself up for Willow's wiles. Watch what happens when old feelings start bubbling back up. Chase stood by Willow, and as such, he will be a sympathetic ear as she whines about Drew being locked in. Never mind that it was her crazed syringe job that led to his stroke. She will milk Chase's sympathy. We predict that Willow makes a move on Chase, maybe to make herself feel better, or maybe just because she can. And this is where everything could completely explode. Dopey Chase would definitely drown his sorrows in Willow's charms, given the chance. How so delicious would it be if she gets pregnant just as Chase and BLQ are looking for a bambino. Tell us, GH fans, do you foresee Willow and Chase getting pregnant? Yes, it's true that he was told he has slow swimmers, but miracles do happen, just as medical mistakes happen. If it comes to that, do you approve of Chase and Willow fooling BLQ into adopting their baby? You won't believe the celebrity feud heating up, because this time, it's way bigger than a simple Hollywood disagreement. General Hospital News reveals that Nancy Lee Grahn is beefing with one of the world's biggest country stars, Carrie Underwood. Last Thursday, American Idol judges Carrie Underwood, Luke Bryan, and Lionel Richie appeared on Jimmy Kimmel's late-night talk show to chat about season 24. And just when viewers expected a fun TV moment, one surprising celebrity declared she wouldn't even look at the screen. The Daily Mail reported that one person refused to watch, with Nancy Lee Grahn posting on Threads, "See you next week at Jimmy Kimmel," adding, "I refuse to even look at Carrie Underwood." The daytime star and outspoken Democrat clarified on Saturday, "I love Jimmy Kimmel and watch him every night. I would never slam him. I simply said I would watch him next week because I didn't want to look at Carrie Underwood, who was his guest that night." But here's where the story turns explosive, because Nancy's obvious reason struck a political nerve that had fans instantly choosing sides. According to the outlet, the obvious reason was the fact that the 42-year-old American Idol #4 champ performed America the Beautiful a cappella during President Donald Trump's swearing-in ceremony at his 2025 inauguration. In the past, Underwood said she was honored to be a small part of the historic event. She told People, "I am humbled to answer the call at a time when we must all come together in the spirit of unity and looking to the future." The 8-time Grammy winner told The Guardian in 2019, "I try to stay far out of politics if possible, at least in public, because nobody wins." But Nancy Lee Grahn has never stayed quiet, and what she's done on award stages proves this feud was practically destined to ignite. When the acting legend won an award at last year's Daytime Emmy Awards, Grahn famously toted a silver clutch emblazoned with "Democracy dies in silence." During her acceptance speech, she shared, "Along with this job comes a literal soapbox. Our democracy is worth fighting for." Grahn made political statements at the 2022 Emmys, with a purse stating, "Bands off our bodies," choice earrings, and a reproductive freedom necklace. And the internet reaction? Let's just say fans wasted zero time picking a side. And the comments were absolutely brutal. Readers were not exactly lining up behind Nancy, with one writing, "Why is this a story? Carrie is much bigger than her. Her job is to play make-believe every day, not in the same league, hysterical trying to be relevant." And another posting, "Carrie Underwood rocks. Nancy who?" Another chimed in, "I watch General Hospital for the drama, not the actors. Except Jason. He is hot." What you're about to hear changes everything for Nina, and she has no idea what's coming next. General Hospital spoilers report Nina Reeves doesn't have a very good feeling about whatever had transpired with Drew Kane's help the last few days. One moment, she was preparing to celebrate Willow Tate Kane's freedom with champagne, and the next, she was watching her daughter cry her eyes out over Drew's condition. Nina's confusion makes sense, given that Willow was quite clear about her motives for marrying Drew. Still, Nina hasn't put all the pieces together just yet. She knows Willow's over-dramatization of her feelings for him is an act, but she's not sure why she's going so over the top. Something tells me Kai Taylor could be the one who connects the dots for her. But what happens when the truth Willow's hiding starts slipping through the cracks? Willow was quick to clap back when Nina questioned why she was so upset about the news of Drew's condition being severe. She thought Willow could be more candid with her. But her daughter doubled down, insisting that she just wanted to make sure her husband gets the treatment he deserves. Those words didn't seem to sit right with Nina at that moment, But she probably hasn't realized why just yet. And just when Nina thinks she's overthinking it, someone else steps into the picture. Kai just happened to be lingering about when Nina needed a ride to the hospital after Drew's stroke. His continued support of the congressman was nearly coming to an end. But Nina's pep talk might have convinced Kai to stay on and keep trying to figure out the way forward for himself. That could be easier now, without Drew there to lord over him too. With nothing but gratitude for Nina, will Kai feel compelled to tell her what he knows about Willow shooting Drew? Because if Kai talks, Willow's entire world risks collapsing instantly. Remember Willow's first wedding day with Drew, when she confronted him at the altar about his affair with her mother? That never would have happened had it not been for Curtis Ashford. Curtis turned on Nina at that moment, and since then, it's been rough waters for their friendship. Case in point, Nina spilled the beans about Portia Robinson's missing alibi on the night of Drew's shooting to get the police to look at her instead of Willow. So now the question is, will Nina expose the secret or protect her daughter at any cost? Was that enough? Or will Nina feel compelled to warn Willow that Kai knows she shot Drew? There is a world here where Nina keeps it to herself that she even knows, not wanting to risk alienating Willow entirely. Subscribe for more.